Hi, everyone. Good morning, afternoon, and evening. It is such a joy to be here with you all today to give you an under-the-hood webinar with V2 Cloud, the world's fastest cloud desktops. I'm excited to be here, and we have people from all over the world and every time zone I could think of listening in today, or they may be listening to the replay because the time change is just too difficult for them, or because it is the world of IT. You just never know what's going to happen. So if you use V2 Cloud, I think you have a little less downtime for most of your clients. But we're going to have a great time today. We're going to be talking about V2 Cloud, and we've got two great presenters for you. The way it's going to work today is we're going to talk about V2 Cloud Workspaces. They're going to describe the problem that they solve, why your clients would buy Cloud Workspaces, the highlights of it. We're actually going to do a live demo. You're going to get to see it live in person and see how quickly and easy it is to create workspaces. You'll get the sales model, pricing and commissions, extra incentives that you get for being a SaaS Max reseller, and how you can get started with them today, immediately, right away. And one piece of housekeeping I want to share with everybody is we're going to be taking questions at the end. Use the question pane to type any questions that you have for our presenters today so that we can share those questions with them. If you have any problems, feel free to use the chat pane. I will be monitoring that the entire time. So let's just dive right in, because I know you're not here to see me. You're here to see Emmanuel, the Partner Program Manager for V2 Cloud, and Matt Ferlin, the CEO and founder of V2 Cloud. So guys, come join us up on video, and I'm excited to have you here with us.
Absolutely. That's great to be here, Laura.
Yeah, it's great to have you both, and I know that it's much later in the day than it is for me here, so really excited that you guys could be here. Emmanuel, I'm going to turn it over to you, and Matt, I know that you're going to be doing questions at the end, correct?
Yep, absolutely.
Awesome. So I'll drop off, and I will give control over to you, Emmanuel.
Okay. Thank you very much, Laura, for the introduction, and thank you, everyone, for joining the webinar. So I'm really excited to be talking to you today about V2 Cloud, and I'll be covering some IT problems that small businesses are facing today, how we can help them solve this problem, and I'll show you a high-level quick demo of V2 Cloud Workspaces so you can see how it works. And at the end, I'll share some tips on how you can make money with V2 Cloud. And Matt will answer some technical questions at the end of the presentation. So let's dive into it. SMBs are facing new problems today that traditional IT infrastructures cannot help them solve. For example, the first problem is security. Ransomware attacks increased 15 times over the last 2 years, and it takes a business an average of 2 weeks to recover from a ransomware attack. They also risk losing their clients' data if the ransom is not paid. Secondly, today's employees, they want to work from home on their personal devices, like things like iPads, laptops, and so on. But the problem is, how do you prevent data from leaking from these devices? You and I know that end-user devices are most vulnerable to virus attacks. And third, good talent, they are sometimes not accessible for small businesses, and this pushes most business owners into hiring remote employees. But the problem is, how do you support these employees, and how do you ensure that they are doing exactly what you are paying them to do? And finally, replacing desktop computers and servers, they cost more money in hidden costs than the hardware itself. Think about the cost of configuring and deploying a new system, managing the backups, updating the operating system, securing the network, plus the ongoing management. When you put all these things together, they are very expensive for most businesses. Now, the big question is, how do we solve these problems for our clients without actually creating additional IT headaches for them? And the solution to this problem is Cloud Workspaces. And this is how Cloud Workspaces solves this problem. Cloud Workspaces provides much better security than what most small businesses have right now. This is because the desktops are hosted in compliant data centers that has multiple layers of security protocols in place. Cloud desktops are also accessible from anywhere on any device that has an internet access. That means employees can work from anywhere with all your business applications rendered to them in their web browser. The important thing to note here is that there is no business data stored on the end user devices. This is because everything is securely stored in the cloud. Now, Cloud Workspaces also allows you to pay for only what you need. And this is because the resources are usually shared among the users. So you end up paying much less for the hardware. You don't also have to worry anymore about configuring and setting up new computers because everything is handled behind the scene by your vendor, and they also monitor it just to prevent problems before they actually occur. You've just seen a few examples of the benefits of cloud workspaces, but unfortunately, all of them are not the same. Some of them have some real issues, and that's what we are going to look at next. Some of the cloud workspaces are really expensive for small businesses. And when you look at big names like VMware and Citrix, they don't actually cut your IT expenses, they increase them. And some cloud workspaces require you to have an internal IT department or undergo some kind of training just to be able to navigate through the dashboard. So instead of solving your IT problems, they basically move it to the cloud. In some cases, they will need you to install some kind of additional application or set up a VPN just to connect to your workspace. And they won't provide you technical support unless you buy a support plan. And in some cases, they can be really slow for your liking. This is because some of these vendors, they stack up clients in order to reduce their IT expenses, and the end users are the ones that end up suffering in this case. Now, the question we have to answer now is, how can our clients leverage the benefits of our cloud workspaces without spending thousands of dollars per month? Perhaps you should consider V2 Cloud Workspaces, and here is why. V2 Cloud Workspaces has the easiest management dashboard. There is no IT skills required to set up and manage the system. You don't need to install additional software or set up complicated VPN just to connect to V2 Cloud Workspaces. And most importantly, the price is all within reach for small businesses. And in fact, we've seen most small businesses cut their IT expenses by at least 30% following their migration to V2 Cloud. The slide you're looking at right now shows the 5 main reasons why you should consider V2 Cloud Workspaces. And yeah, I understand that these are some bold claims, but I'm going to prove them in a minute. One of the main reasons market adoption for cloud desktops was slow in the past was because of speed. And this is because nobody wants to buy a cloud computer that is slower than the local machine that is actually accessing it. And that's why we decided to build a cloud computer that is much faster than the local machine. So what you are looking at right now, the speed analysis, is a benchmark that we did against AWS Workspaces and Microsoft Azure. And if you average out the results, you will see that V2 Cloud desktops are 4 to 10 times faster than both solutions. Now, I'm going to quickly show you a quick demo of V2 Cloud Workspaces so that you can see how easy it is to build a cloud workspace for your clients, add users to the cloud workspaces, and manage them effectively. Now, once you create an account on V2 Cloud, you are going to receive a dashboard just like the one you're seeing right now. You notice the blue button, add a new cloud workspace. That is what I'm going to click to build a cloud workspace for my client. And the first step is to select the data center location where you want the client's data to be stored. Once you've selected that, the next step is to choose a plan. And depending on the number of users, you'll be paying a small amount of money every month. After that, the next step is to choose the software that you want pre-installed on the system. By default, we offer Windows 8 and Windows 10 multi-user that are based on Windows Server 2012 and Windows Server 2016. And after that, you will receive a private, secure private IP address. But if you are hosting a web-facing server, you can also choose a public IP address. And that's it. It's as simple as that. You enter the name of the cloud workspace and you click Build this cloud workspace to place the order. And once you've done that, it takes about 20 to 30 minutes to build the machine. And once that is done, you'll receive an email from us that the machine is ready. Now, to log into the cloud workspace that you just built, it's as simple as clicking Web Connect. And Web Connect allows you to remotely connect to your cloud desktop right in your web browser without actually installing any additional application. It is fully secure, and you can see it is persistent and being rendered in your web browser. And I can tell you that V2 Cloud is the only vendor that offers a true web-based experience. There is no other vendor out there that does that. Now, you have a full admin access to this machine, and you can install any application that you want, just like you would do on a traditional desktop. And file transfer within the system is as simple as a drag and drop. You've just seen how easy it is. Now, let's go back to the dashboard so that I can show you how simple it is to add users to the cloud workspace that you just built. So you simply select the machine you want to add the users to, and it takes you to the control panel. So over here, you have the basic controls of the machine, you can see. And down here, you have the users in the system. The admin account is tied to your email address, and every additional user you add to this machine will be listed under you, just like you're seeing here. This is how easy it is to add a user to the machine. You simply click Add User Access. You enter the email address of the user and the password and submit. And once you do that, the user will be running under your admin account. And here is the fun part. You have full control over these users, and you can actually view their screen while they are working using the share view function. And what the share view does is that it gives you access to their system, and you'll be able to provide technical support to them without buying additional software like a team viewer. Over here, you have the hardware. So if your client's company is growing, you can actually come here and increase the specs of the hardware. And the remote application allows you to install remote applications on the system by simply entering the executables over here. Then in the storage, if your client's data is increasing, you can actually come over here and increase the size of the disk. It's as simple as that. The port allows you to configure the firewall of the system. And the snapshot is really, really interesting. So this is an inbuilt backup system of the cloud workspace. And what happens here is that the system takes a daily automatic snapshot of your system, and it saves it in an offline location. It keeps a 30 days history of this snapshot. This is to ensure that you can always revert back to a previous snapshot in case of a disaster. Now, you've seen how easy it is to manage the system. Let me now show you how simple it is for the end users to log into their private desktop session. So they will come over to your company branded website page with your company's logo over here. They will simply enter their email address and password and click login. And that's it. They will be redirected to their own private desktop session right in their web browser. As you can see over here, it is fully secured, it is persistent, and they don't need to install any additional application. So you can see how simple it is to create a cloud workspace for your clients, add users to the cloud workspace, and manage it effectively. Now, let's take a look at the market adoption for V2 Cloud workspaces. So, in terms of the market adoption of V2 Cloud workspaces, 86% of the customers will stay following a trial, and less than 4% leaves the platform within 1 year. That means out of 10 people you get into trial, 8 will remain clients after 1 year. Now, who are the best customers for V2 Cloud Workspaces? They include companies having installed desktop applications or client server applications, businesses with remote and mobile employees, organizations that has multiple branches across the country, and companies that need to give remote access to their clients or to their consultants. There are also companies that has strict compliance requirements like the ones in the financial and the medical field. And there are also schools and libraries with aging desktop infrastructures. We also have some manufacturing businesses that are really sensitive to downtime. And there are also some other businesses that doesn't have disaster recovery plans. These are the people that use V2 Cloud Workspaces. I know you might be asking yourself, why should I carry V2 Cloud Workspaces? Why not Citrix, Amazon Workspaces, or Microsoft Azure, the big guys? Well, I can tell you that they are not really built for small businesses. They target enterprise level clients. They are hard to set up, and the cost is way too expensive for most small businesses. And this is exactly why we decided to build a better solution for small businesses. Now, with V2 Cloud Workspaces, there is no need for you to have internal IT department. There is no upfront cost. There is no minimum order required for you to get started. And we provide fanatical technical support for free. And the response time is 5 minutes. Now, you don't also need to undergo any boring training session. This is because the system is really simple. What happens is that V2 Cloud basically lets you do more for your clients with less effort. You get to focus on the fun part of your business, which is closing deals, while we handle the boring part, which is the technical parts behind the scenes. Now, how do you get started with V2 Cloud, and what are the next steps? We launched a global partner program recently, and if you join this program today, you will get the gold level automatically, and that comes with a 30% margin. For SaaS Max resellers, we offer extra 10% discount for deals that are closed within the first 30 days of joining the program. And this brings your total margin to 40% margin. How does this actually translate to figures? That's what we're going to look at next. On average, you will bill a client nearly $8,000 a year. And with your margin structure, that is about $2,400 per year, right? Now, if you move it from one client to about 100 clients, which can be done easily within 1 year or two, depending on your sales force, of course. That is over $200,000 per year. Now, if you keep this client for 10 years, then you're looking at over $2 million in your bank account. And the most important thing here to note is that the margins are paid instantly. This is because you bill your clients and you pay us the difference. In addition to this very competitive reseller margins, we also provide our partners with pre-qualified leads We provide also free product training. We also provide free marketing and sales tools just so that you can start selling immediately. So I invite you to join our partner program today so we can solve some problems for our clients and make some money while doing so. Thank you very much for listening, and I'm open to questions.
Oh, it's so great. That was so great. Once
Thank
more,
you.
I know that you and I have run through this a couple of times in the deck, and listening to you present it and going through the demo one more time, I wish I still had my MSP because it would have made my life so much easier.
Yeah, it's really, really simple.
Yeah, it really just seems so simple and easy to do. Matt, thanks for joining us for any of the additional questions that Emmanuel can answer to come in. We have one question that came in around the slide that's up there right now where you mentioned the number of clients being one. And then during the demo, they had to pick, I'm trying to paraphrase what they're saying, what they wrote. There was a price per seat. So is this in case number of clients, how many users is that? How many seats are we talking about in this particular scenario for an annual fee of $7,800?
So in this example, we average it to a small business of 16 people. So on average, sometimes the business will close 25 seats, sometimes 5 seats, but on average that will be 16 people. You're looking at $650 per month. So on annual fees, it's $8,000. This is an average. Some clients are lower, some clients are higher. So yeah, it's on average 16 seats for a small business.
That's great. That clarifies that question for them. How do you handle licenses for the Office apps?
So by default, we'll provide with the license for Windows. So it's server-based, and the you'll pay a per user license for the remote access. So all the CALs and all the Windows license are handled by us. We offer Office as an extra, and you can also port your own Office 365 license. So if you're already reselling Office 365, or if your client already has a license, that can be ported to the system. Otherwise, we'll provide a standard Office 2016. Any version we can provide to the clients.
What about other software? They would just port over their licenses from the other software that they might be using, their line of business apps and those kind of things?
Yeah, absolutely. So QuickBooks, any ERP system, you can buy the license and you port it to the system. You have a full admin access, and any other license can be ported to the system. We will provide you with the Windows and the remote access license, and everything else can be bought on any retail channel and imported to the system. Yeah.
Is there anything that can't run on it?
Honestly, a couple of years ago, yes. Today, I mean, we run 99% of business application. Some of them will require older version of Windows, which we can accommodate. We can go up to Windows 98. 98. So we can run anything. Anything that runs on Windows, we make it run.
Okay, great. Does the client have to sign an SLA, a service level agreement?
Yes, so the resellers has to sign an SLA with us, and the resellers will be able to provide their own SLA to the client. So this is handled through the partner program, and we have templates for that. So you'll have all the templates you need to provide to your clients, and they will be tied to your business.
Okay. As admin, is there an AD? Rodney, I'm assuming you mean Active Directory?
Right. So by default, the computer will come with no AD. So you can, of course, build a domain controller in the cloud and build your own AD in the cloud. So that's the preferred way. Everything remains in the cloud. Or if the client has an on-prem domain controller and want to keep it this way, we simply link the virtual desktops with the on-prem domain and the on-prem domain controller over a VPN, either a side-to-side VPN or a soft VPN. And the engineers will help you set up the side-to-side VPN. And the users, once the domain controller is linked, the users will be able to log in using their their domain credentials.
Okay. How does printing and scanning work?
Well, that's a good question. So printing works out of the box. So through the web browser, simply click print and it gets redirected to your local printers. For anything that is USB related, such as scanners, webcams, or any other type of USB devices, you simply install a small appliance that we will provide to you. It's available through the dashboard, so you have Windows and Mac. You install it to the client's machine, the end user, and all of the USB devices will get redirected to the virtual desktop in the cloud.
Okay. Do you provide servers also, or only desktops?
Yeah, we provide anything that is Windows based, so Windows Server from, any year, Windows Desktop, so anything that is Windows we build. So if you have a custom application that will require, for example, a database server, a few desktops, and an application server, so we'll build the whole environment in a private cloud and we'll handle everything. So Windows, anything Windows related will run.
Okay. Where are your data centers located in America, and also what's your disaster recovery planning?
Right, that's a good question. So in America, we have one in Canada, which is in Montreal. We have another one in Washington, D.C., and a third one brand new that is in Portland, Oregon. Right now, the disaster recovery are in our data center, so we have our own disaster recovery plan inside the same data center. It's on another part of the data center, and we are on final stage of enabling cross-data center redundancy across the U.S. So any virtual machine in Washington, D.C. are replicated to Portland, and any virtual machine in Portland gets redirected, copied live over Washington. So before,
okay. What's the ETA on that final rollout?
Q1 2019, yep.
Okay. So just right around the corner. Okay.
Yep, yeah, absolutely.
And you'd mentioned already that you can join virtual desktops to an on-premise domain when we were talking about the Active Directory question that Rodney asked. Can they implement their own backup system, or is it only yours?
Absolutely. So you can install any file backup system, so either Carbonite, iDrive, or any other software that you want, file backup system inside the Windows desktops, and all the files will get stored in another cloud of the vendor. So you have a full admin access and anything can be installed. Okay.
What does the user side need to look like in terms of their actual desktop, their computer, their thin client, or what does it need to look like?
Anything that has a web browser, so tablets, phones, Windows 10 computers, Mac computers, either an old desktop. We recommend Chrome, but it can run on Internet Explorer. Anything that has a web browser is compatible. Yep.
So really the cost for the client is very minimal because it could be $100.
Nowadays, exactly. And nowadays people are really looking into the Chromebooks. And when you want to run your business application that doesn't run on the browser, so you simply have the cloud workspace, and through the Chromebooks, they serve as a thin client to remotely access the virtual desktops. Okay. You mentioned speed of bandwidth. Can you handle clients from overseas? Absolutely. So absolutely. So we have data centers overseas, but people overseas can log in through the computer in America. Right now I'm in Europe and I'm connecting to my cloud computer in America, and it's as long as you have a decent latency, less than 100 milliseconds, it's perfectly fine. Okay. So what's the average level of internet that you recommend a client have? So internet for a small business of 12, 16 people, 10 megabits is enough. We recommend 20, but it's pretty minimal. So a 10 megabit will be plenty enough for a small business. Okay, and that is all. Well, there's one other question. Do you support multi-factor authentication? Absolutely. So from the dashboard, you have an access to enable two-step authentication. So the users will get an SMS or an email to confirm the identity, and then will be redirected to the machine.
That's great. And I love the fact that it's white label. So all of the MSPs out there, you should be loving this because your logo is all over it. Can they also
Absolutely.
white label it for the organizations if the organization would prefer their logo and all of that stuff there? So it can be white labeled, but also white labeled to the company's product?
Yeah, absolutely. So you simply provide us the logo, so either your company or the one of your clients, and with the URL, you'll simply point the DNS to this web page, and either the client's logo or yours, and it's fully white labeled to your company. If you want to integrate it to your own system, we also have an API that you can access and have your own system in the backend that will manage it also.
Great. All right, that's all the questions I've got. Also, all the time we've got. There were so many great questions to get them all in. So really, everybody, I don't know about you, but I think that this is a great product. I wish I had it when I was an MSP. We'd love to get you set up with talking to them. We do have some upcoming webinars coming up, one with Jonar. We've got two amazing Crossing the SASM webinars coming up in December as well. If you're not a SASMax reseller, please reach out to Clint Gatewood. Let's get you set up with one of our SASMax success team members, and let's get you talking to Emmanuel and Matt from V2 Cloud so that you can start making money right away. Matt, Emmanuel, thank you so much for being here with us today.
It's a pleasure. Thank you to you.
All right, everybody, have a great day, and remember, don't leave money on the table. So it's all about with us in the business. Have a great day, everyone.